Channel. I'm going to do a discussion today about the planets that are turning from retrograde and going to direct this month. There's a lot happening in the sky, so I just want to go over that. And I want to discuss the difference between sidereal and tropical astrology. If you're new to sidereal astrology is Mother Nature's sky, right? What's actually happening in our time that we're living. Now, what happens with tropical astrology, they fixed the sky how it was about 3,000 years ago, and they said, this is the sky for the future. And this is how we're going to do our readings, is on this set sky that we had back then. So if you take an app and you go outside and you look at the sky, you'll see that the planets are not the same as what tropical astrologers are discussing. So on my channel, I really want to teach people, what the energies are that are really coming in to the planet right now and how they're affecting us from the planet and what position they are in the constellations. So this reading that I give you will be quite different from a tropical astrologer's reading of what's happening right now. But for me personally, I notice that my emotions are following the actual sky, not a fixed sky that was in the past. Okay, so that's the difference between tropical and sidereal. So I'm showing you here, I've actually done a screenshot on Stellarium. You can go on Stellarium. Stellarium is the actual sky that's happening at the exact moment that you're looking at it. And the sun is in Virgo and getting really close to the Spica star. And you can see it here in the screenshot that I did. Then I added Shambhala. I talking about Shambhala in a video that I did out in my woods explaining all this. And that is like the heaven star, Shambhala. It's heaven. And then Venus is in Scorpio. So I'll discuss where all the other planets are as well, but I just want to give you guys this screenshot so you can really see what I'm talking about. The Spica star is on the spring triangle, and this is where they built Washington, D.C. They put the Washington Monument aligning with Spica, and then they put the White House aligning with a star in Boots constellation, which is called Arcturus. And then the Capitol building is Regulus, which is one of the fixed stars. Okay, so that's in Leo, the Sun King. So, so this is an important star because it is the Washington Monument. The Washington Monument represents like Cleopatra's Needle, which is it's also an obelisk in New York City. And this represents the Tree of Life. The first tree on the planet was called Sigillaria Day, like a sigil. And Sigillaria Day was a festival, the main day of the festival of Saturnalia that happened on the winter solstice, pre-Christianity. And a Sigillaria tree is just like a straight stick. It looks like a piece of moss, but it was a tall tree, and that was the first tree on the planet. So I believe these obelisks are representing that tree because of the fact that George Washington built the Washington Monument to align with this harvest star in Virgo. Okay, so this is like the harvesting that they talk about in the Bible is to do with this star, Spica. So here's the wheel, so you can get a visual of today, and you can see that the moon is in Sagittarius. Of course, the moon moves around fast, but all the other planets are really slow moving, so they're going to stay there, except for Mars and Mercury and Venus. Mercury and Venus move with the sun, and so they move around fast as well. But this is pretty much how it's going to stay for a little while, except for those planets. I apologize, when I did the recording in the woods, I didn't do it in landscape, so it's a little narrow, but that's the way it was done. So I'm out in the woods. I wanted to share with you guys how beautiful it is in Canada at this time of year. Actually, the trees are pretty late this year. Usually they're about a week earlier. That's the maple, sugar maple. There they are. And I'm going into my woods. And I'm going to talk to you guys about what's going on in the sky. It's a huge month for what's going on in the sky. Everything's turning from retrograde, and people are going to start to feel that and feel a little bit more, I think, at ease. It's been intense. So there's nothing better than hearing the sound of the leaves underneath your feet. And here's my little Toto. Hi guys! I brought you out into the woods today. So, this month is so crazy what's happening in the sky because we had 7 celestial objects that were in retrograde, and 2 of them have turned. So the 7 were Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and Mercury. Now, of course, Mercury moves quick, so he can go retrograde often, but all the other planets, you know, they when they go retrograde, they're in retrograde for a long time. Like Venus and Mercury, when they go retrograde, it's quick and it weakens them. But with the slower moving planets, when they go retrograde, they're really heavy and they sit there for a long time, and it strengthens their attributes to what they're trying to teach us. Okay, so, oh, there's a bird. So, 2 of them have turned. Okay, Pluto turned October 6th, and he will go direct until April 29th of next year. And then yesterday, Saturn turned, and he will go direct until June 4th of next year. And then we have October 18th, Jupiter ends up going direct, and he'll go direct until July 28th of next year. And Mercury goes direct also on October 18th, and he'll go direct just till January 14th. Okay, so I wanted to talk about how they're all making us feel. The moon was in Ophiuchus the last 2 days, like Scorpio Ophiuchus, so it's intense, right? When everything's in those constellations, it brings an intensity because that is ruled by Mars, and which is like a fire. It's your flame inside of you. It's your hero. It makes you the warrior. And of course, the whole thing is when the moon is there, your emotions are like that. Okay, so it's very warrior-like. You know, you value freedom because that's the freedom path is Ophiuchus. But the whole thing is it's all about, you know, your emotions are related to the moon. So now the moon is actually going into Sagittarius today, and that makes you really jovial and happy. But it's also, you know, you hate being trapped. Okay, so the moon in Sag is like that. So great teachers, though, are devoted to their beliefs, and optimism is stranger than the other signs. Oh, sorry, stronger than the other signs. So it's really, really strong optimism because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, and Jupiter is like the luck sign. Okay, he's like brings good fortune. So that's why the moon in Sag is like you're happy and you're jolly. Okay, so now Pluto is in Sagittarius, and when Pluto's in Sagittarius, you learn through life experiences, and you challenge people to new beliefs, which is kind of what's happening, right? It's like the soul of consciousness is right now in Sagittarius. It's for everyone. So it's challenging people to new beliefs, and it's really hard for people that are on the wisdom awakening path because you want to push people to new beliefs. But, you know, the fact that it's gone direct now, it's going to make it a little less intense for that. And, you know, so I feel like almost like a letting go of trying to get people to see that the vaccine's bad, or that, you know, the way they're seeing everything is, you know, they're just kind of accepting everything that's going on, or they're trying to stay in a positive way, which is good, but I don't think people see the bigger picture. And I've kind of gotten to the point where it's like, if you haven't seen the bigger picture by now, then there's no point in, you know, trying to make you see the bigger picture, because it's gotten to the point now where if you haven't figured out this is a spiritual war, and you just think this is all normal, what's going on, you're not going to awaken, okay, at this point. That's the way I kind of read that. So I've kind of gotten this like letting go of the matrix. I'm kind of like at the point now, I'm like, I don't care what goes on. I really don't. I'm just kind of like, I'll hang out in my woods. That's how I kind of am right now. It's just like, it doesn't bother me anymore, because it's like, there's no stopping this train. So Pluto, you need freedom, you're adventurous, you're optimistic about the future. And I am optimistic about the future. I think it's like going to be a divided society, and I think the people that don't want to be on that AI kind of matrix, constantly monitored by AI, and they just want to separate, it is really optimistic for us. I do see it that way. So then October 11th, Saturn goes direct, which was yesterday, in Capricorn, right? So he's in Capricorn, he's in his own constellation. So you set your mind to your goals and work hard to achieve them. But you can question them, but you keep going. And Capricorn's all about ambition, right? He's kind of like the devil, but he's the keeper of time. So he's very like organized with his time. He likes structure. He likes, you know, it's kind of like almost like military like, right? So he's very ambitious and he wants success, but it's slow, a steady approach, and it usually comes later. Okay, so that's kind of what Saturn is. Just, it's like you're ambitious, but it's kind of like slow and steady. There's no rushing it. Okay, now October 18th is when Jupiter goes direct. He's still in retro, so his message is still a little bit more intense, and you need to be the one calling the shots. So it's causing everybody to be like, no, I'm standing my ground, this is it. And it says here, you're responsible and hardworking if you, you know, and you will succeed. Okay, big goals for yourself, striving for greatness. But you want to be the one calling the shots, because it's like your glory is in Capricorn, and Capricorn's like really authoritative. Now, again, October 18th, Mercury, who's in Virgo. So Mercury is about communication, and Mercury rules Virgo. So it's very expressive in communication, because your communication's in its happy house, right? He's in his own house. And a lot of knowledge to share. So you want to share, right? But he was in retro, but he's going to go direct. So it's going to make you want to share more. And stepping back and seeing the bigger picture is harder. It's all about details and being well organized. And daily tasks are finished quickly so you can move on to other things. It says here, watch for not letting others not help out, because you can take on too much. And this is the whole thing about Virgo. Virgo is service to others, okay? And the sun is there. He's almost like he's in conjunction with the sun. So it's going to be really, really powerful. And guess where they're in conjunction? They're in conjunction on Spica, which is the tree of life. So it's complete service to others, to the tree, right? So that's what's going on. Like everybody's just like, yep, I'm serving the tree. Yep, it's going, that's my communication. I'm doing it. And the whole thing is that Virgo is service to others, always at detriment to self. Okay, it's good to be service to others, but you have to look after yourself, care for yourself. And I'm one, you know, to talk, because I'm a workaholic and I can do that, just like go, 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 go. And I have to stop sometimes and just come out in my woods and, you know, take the time for myself, have a bath. But so just be careful that you don't end up just serving, okay, at this point. And when he's retro, he's weaker. And so October 18th, it'll be even stronger feeling of service to others. And like I said, he's there until January 14th in direct. Okay, so, and then Chiron's the wound, right? Chiron is the guy, he's the centaur that taught Asclepius, who's holding the snake in Ophiuchus constellation, the upper house of Scorpio, the constellation nobody wants to talk about. Okay, Chiron is like, he's wisdom, right? He's affiliated with Ophiuchus. So he's all about the wisdom of the world, of nature, the natural law wisdom. And he gives you a wound that you have to heal from. And by transmuting or transforming yourself through this wound, then you can teach others. Okay, so he's a big deal because he wants you to transform and work through your pain. Okay, so he's in retro until December 19th. Yeah, so he's strong right now. It makes one feel vulnerable and sensitive and emotional because he's in Pisces. And Pisces is really emotional and sensitive. It's religion. It's like, it's your spirituality. So him being there, he's giving you kind of like emotional pain towards your spirituality. And it makes you really sensitive. So, and the pain can relate to health because Neptune rules Pisces as well as Jupiter does. And Neptune is to do with health. Okay, when Neptune's in the 6th house, it's always like, you know, stressy on your health. Okay, so with Chiron being in Pisces, the pain can be related to health. And I'm having, you know, digestive problems again. I was doing well for a while, now it's back. I'm like, oh my god. So I think I started doing a, you know, diet limits, and so eliminating things in my diet, and I think it's dairy. I'm lactose intolerant. So, you know, little things like that can crop up. Okay, so expose, clarify hidden areas where you feel less than, and heal them. So if you have any feeling that you're less than others, this will manifest with Chiron in Pisces right now. It's giving you this sense, you know, oh, I'm not as good as everybody else, or I'm different. And, you know, this is really going on with us being kind of segregated out of society. You feel like you're less than, like you're being, you know, pushed away. And, you know, this could manifest with stress and health issues. Okay, so, you know, digestion for me is like, okay, guess what? Yeah, I'm out of the matrix, and, you know, this is my new way of living. Okay, so Neptune is retrograde until, hang on a sec, I think it's December 11th. Sorry, I can't read my own writing. Sacrifice to help others, people. You are spiritually attracted to the metaphysical. It's because Neptune is going to be in Pisces for a long time. So he's there, and this is kind of what's going on. You're attracted to the metaphysical side, which is perfect for this whole awakening, right? But emotions can cloud judgment in a fog, and not be in reality. That's the bad part of Neptune. It's your dream state. It's to do with your dreams. But it can also make you so much in your dreams, like so much in the other realm, that you're not really grasping reality. Maybe that's what's going on with the consciousness right now, because people aren't grasping reality. So, you know, it could be relating like that. Okay, and to help that, Neptune likes water, and he's related to your feet, Pisces, right? That's your souls, your two souls, that you eventually will meet your other side of your soul when you do your inner work, and you start to get information coming from the higher self. And he loves music, so listen to music. I do that a lot. I listen to a lot of music. So excuse me, Uranus is retro until January 18th, and he's in Aries, which is the crown chakra. So, you know, he's hanging out there a long time, and being in retro, he's stronger. So there's new paths, good energy. You won't be forced to do anything that you don't want. Okay, so this is again creating this total, you know, polarity in reality, and you can be impulsive. Okay, now, yeah, so I talked about Mercury in Virgo, but Mars is also there. Oh yeah, he's Mercury was in conjunction with the Sun a couple of days ago, but now Mars is in conjunction with the Sun. And on October 18th, when the other two go direct, Mars is going to be on the Spica star with the Sun, okay, right on there. Okay, so they were, I said before, Mercury was close, but this is like Mars now. This is your flame, your hero. You take on many projects and you can handle it. Like you can do a lot. You can stretch yourself too thin though, but so know your limits and take breaks. So again, nurture yourself. Okay, you can stress easy, nervous energy. And when you're not productive, when you're more productive, this lessens. Okay, so like if you're doing your jobs and you're actually getting stuff done, you're going to feel better. But I just find it like, the warrior is on the Spica star. So, how is that manifesting? Is it like you're giving yourself to the tree, or are you fighting the tree? It's really, how the other planets are affecting you. So now it says with the Sun in conjunction with Mars, you need physical movement, or you'll argue with people. So you need to get outside, move around, exercise your body, and you'll get straight to the matter, and can be a bit of a bully. So it's hard for people to hold you back, except for yourself. So you're going to be direct, strong with your energy, and kind of like, this is the way it is if you're physical and you're moving your energy. If you're not, you're going to be kind of like, just kind of angry. Okay, so you got to move around. And then Venus in Virgo, she's just direct. Oh, sorry, she's in Scorpio. Your love is intense, fiercely committed. You can be obsessive with your love. You want to control the relationship. You like to dig deeper into the mysteries because it's Scorpio, right? That's the hidden knowledge. And you can undergo transformation, because Scorpio is transformation, because you have to go through this death of your ego. And you can transform through love. Okay, so it's a lot going on, right? And there's a lot of stuff shifting and moving. So you're going to be going through a lot of changes in how you feel. But personally for me, I don't know about you guys, but I'm just kind of like feeling peaceful. Like I'm just like, just letting go of it all, just like, I'm done. I'm done with trying to convince people to see what's going on. I've just kind of released it. And, I'm just kind of like, let them take their path. And I'm just like happy and peaceful. I just basically leaving the matrix as much as I can, right? So, watch the news and be aware of it, but it's just going to get more chaotic. And then I know I just came across this whole thing with Let's Go Brandon. I don't know if you guys have seen that, with the NASCAR guy that won. His name was Brandon, but everybody was screaming out, F you Biden, but the commentator turned it to Let's Go Brandon. So, I guess there's all these, football games, and they're all chanting this. So it's creating this crazy amped up polarity in the United States. And it's fascinating to watch. And of course, I struggle sometimes because, it's part about in Plato's Republic. It's very important to have justice in society. And when you don't have justice, the society collapses. So it's like this whole polarity thing is kind of like a positive thing in a way, because it's causing people to fight for justice, right? But if you get too emotionally attached to it, and you don't keep Venus, in the balance of Libra, which is the justice card, right? Astraea, the goddess Astraea, if you don't have love, you will get sucked into, your warrior Mars is going to come out. So justice is important. It's part of the Plato's Republic, like I was saying. And I was just learning about it, that there's the philosopher kings, is part of the society where people are just attaining wisdom. So when people attain wisdom, they want more justice. Okay, so there's going to be more amped up justice calling, calling for justice, because more and more people are awakening. But I'm wondering when the shift will, like, will eventually, will it shift over, or will it just be like two polarities? I'm assuming it's just going to be like two separate realities, kind of like the Hunger Games. And, that's my new mantra. If anybody says stay safe to me, I'm going to, just turn around and say, this term in the Hunger Games, what it is again? It's like, you have to, may the odds be with you. That's right. May the odds be with you. So, yeah, right. So I hate that word, stay safe, that term. Because the safe needs a key, right? So it's like you're staying in the safe. I don't like that. It grinds on me. I can't stand it. When anybody says that to me, I just go, don't say that to me. Because it's assuming that I might not be safe. It's like giving you this psychological kind of thing, like, well, you might not be safe, so stay safe. And it's like, I just find it's just so against positive thinking. So if anybody says that to me now, I'm just going to say, may the odds be with you. I love that. So anyhow, this is a crazy month with all these retrogrades turning. And I think it has been really intense, and we've been feeling the intensity because everything was in retrograde. So it should start to get a little bit smoother, and when the sun starts to get, into Libra, it should, well, maybe the justice will get more intense, but it should be more balanced with it, right? And that happens like after Halloween. So we're moving through Virgo and getting now down to Shambhala star after we get by Spica, and then we start to move towards the Heaven star, which is at the base of Virgo's skirt. And then, that's Halloween. That's well, close to Halloween, which is all to do with Ascension. Halloween is the celebration of the dead. It's the Mardi Gras. It's basically your transformation. So it's not evil or evil spirits. It's really transformation. So and celebrating Ascension. So that's it. I'm going to sign out, and I hope you enjoy my woods. I did a little few videos for you to look at, and it's such a beautiful time of the year. I'll let you look up right now and see what I'm looking at. It's just beautiful, all the treetops. Can you see them? And my labyrinth. I showed you guys my labyrinth. I'll give you a better view of it. Take care, guys. I hope you all in bliss. Bye. So I can't remember if I showed you guys my labyrinth that I made. Anyhow, I made like a nest. It's actually a pentagon nest. And I don't know if you can see the rocks. There's so many leaves now. But this is a labyrinth that I come and walk. And I do kind of like a mantra. And then I sit, once I get back in the middle, I sit here and stare between these two pillars, and there's this little skinny tree up the middle. That's our path, guys. Not too many people find that little skinny tree. Here's what I've been doing. Taking down a tree. I'm getting ready for winter. So we've been chopping this tree up. It was huge. That's what's left. Still got more work to do. And then I want to show you guys all the mushrooms. There's some really different ones here. I don't even know what they're called, but they're kind of like feathery. Can you see them? They're all over the place. I wish I could grow Amanita here. I'm wondering if I got spores, if I could. Come on. Come on, you gotta come this way. And I want to show you the fairy house that I built. And I put a little crystal in it quartz stone. And it's moved. But I'm going to bring some rose hips down as an offering. I know it sounds crazy, but it's fun. So there it is. There's my little pixie house. And you can see it goes right inside, and that's the stone that I put, and it moved. It was so fun building it. A lot of natural stuff. And here's more mushrooms. They're growing like crazy this year. And sometimes I wonder it's because all of a sudden I'm paying attention to them. They're everywhere, like different types. And these ones that have like little cups too. And sometimes they have like water in them. Anyhow, this is fascinating. Mother Nature makes you feel as free as a unicorn. I hope you're all feeling like unicorns out there. Stay free.